I am Magnus Bestest, and here we go again with another video. It's been some time already without anything, just shorts on YouTube for YouTube. So basically I decided to do a new video, and this time continuing my series on the $1 million secret, and we are on the number 3. So I hope most of you watched the previous 2 videos, and if not, I strongly recommend and strongly encourage you to do so, maybe even before watching this one. And I'm also gonna emphasize that it's not just good to watch a few minutes of those videos. I really think the whole context and the whole video is actually very important. I mention a lot of stuff even from my life and from childhood, so I think it needs to be watched as a whole. So let's go to this one, secret number 3. In the previous videos I asked like what you think would be or is gonna be the next secret, and basically ask it again, what do you think is gonna be number 3? Just put in the comments what you thought it was gonna be, and it's gonna be again interesting to see how many of you were actually right. And even though the previous ones were pretty easy, I would say, because I mentioned them basically in all of my videos here and there, this one is a little bit more difficult, because I normally don't use this word in the videos. But so basically it's gonna be very interesting if somebody is gonna be able to guess it. So I'm gonna start with the letters, and just put in the comments after which letter you were able to guess the secret number 3. So the first one, wait, is P. Oh. The second one is probably nobody knows for so far, so it's gonna be E. Third, now I think many of you could be able to guess, so I'm gonna continue. And then we have I. Now basically probably almost everybody knows. So I'm gonna just finish. Yes, it's persistence. Persistence. And let me just take time and explain why it's persistence on the third place and not another quality or characteristic of a person. So persistence, why do I think it's so important? We should have it in mind on the number 3. Persistence, why not, for example, consistency? So what's the difference? We can actually check even the dictionary. So basically the difference is that it's not just about consistency, because you can be consistent. For example, you consistently go somewhere on daily basis, but then something happens, or you just basically don't like it so much and you stop going there. For example, your child goes to football like trainings 2 times per week, let's say, and then in 2 months doesn't want to go there so much anymore because of many reasons, any reasons. So wants to go there less and less. Maybe doesn't like the mate there. They are I don't know. There can be different social problems. It doesn't matter. So basically, consistency is gonna suffer here, and the child will go there maybe less and less because of some problems. But the difference is that if we were talking about persistence, it means like going there despite of any troubles. So basically, we would convince the child like, no, even though you have you don't like your friends there, or I don't know, the environment, the child would just persist despite difficulties, and would just continue going there. And then, of course, as life goes, those problems that looked or seemed to be big problems will suddenly show up to be like not such a big problem, and everything will be again okay, and the person also will understand like, oh, okay, I'm good, I'm glad that I persisted. So even though consistent has a similar meaning to persistent, I prefer to use the word persistent because I want to emphasize on the fact that there are gonna be struggles along the way, and the most important thing is actually how you tackle those struggles, how you stand up to them, and how you then persist and continue despite of any struggles. This is very important in any success, because most people, actually, this is one of the biggest problem of most failures, that people just give up at some point, some sooner, some later, but most people are not actually successful. So basically, we could say like maybe 90% of people just give up at some point, so they lack persistence. 100% persistence. You don't need to be 100%, but basically persistence is really something you should be focusing on improving. And persistence on the right thing, of course. You need to be smart as well. You cannot just persist on stupid stuff, So I'm not going to go this way. Maybe it will be in later videos. So basically, persistence. This is the number 3. Number 3 secret to 1 million. Here we have $1 million secret to your first million, or as I always say, these secrets are also secret to success in general, in anything that you do in life. These qualities are very important, and it's very important to talk about them and not just go by. It's very important to stop and think about the important things in life, especially if you are trying to achieve something, because most people just go, and sometimes their whole life, and they don't even analyze stuff like why they fail and what went wrong. So here we go, number 3, persistence, and why it's so important. And here is also a good moment to mention one of the quotes that I heard from a author of, I told you about some books that I read in the previous video in this series on like some important books about metaphysical stuff, motivation, and his name is Earl Nightingale, and he said Success is a progressive realization of a worthy goal or ideal. So basically, what it means, this phrase puts together consistency and persistence, I would say. Because if you want to achieve something, you need to basically just put it on a repeat. The things you do towards your goal, you just need to repeat them. And as I also mentioned in previous videos, basically it's not gonna come tomorrow or in 2 days. You just never know like when the success is gonna come, but you just need to continue, do your job. That's your job. You need to just continue, and if you're smart, you are trying to improve and do better and better, but you need to continue what you're doing and improving on it, and have it as a routine. But the thing is that a routine or consistency is not enough. You just need to be really persistent, because there are gonna be rainy days. There are gonna be days you don't want to do it, you are lazy. There are gonna be days you are not gonna be feeling the best, and the secret is to continue, do your stuff despite of any problems every day. The best is to do it every day. Of course, you can have like one day here and there, a relaxation day. You know, this is actually very important to have some day off, but basically you need to be always ready, just in your mind jump right into it and be happy about it the next day. And I will say again, of course, how important it is to first actually have your plan that's working, that you found out this is the right thing to do, with various methods. This video is not talking about those things. We are just focusing on the secrets once you have a plan. So of course, first you need to have all your homework done regarding the stuff you do on a regular basis. So basically you cannot be persistent in doing some not effective thing, you know. You should have already some data behind your project, you know. So but once you have all this data, once you know like, okay, this is a good idea to continue, and it brings some results, and you can project this in the future, you can, you know, like you can scale it up. You actually basically can say this is a good idea to be persistent on. This is the moment when you know, yes, you need to be persistent. Okay, you need to also like it, you know, because when you like something, it's a lot easier to persist on it. However, I am gonna mention that it's not so important to really love everything you do at the moment, because there are actually gonna be things you need to do and you don't really like it. It's like, it's a normal thing in life. You are not going to necessarily like everything you do. This is basically almost impossible, I would say. Everybody does something they like more, they like less, you know. It's not like black and white, but you know, the things that needs to be done. There are some things are gonna be things that you don't really like, but that you know they are needed, they need to be done. So you basically be persistent and you will do them. You know, you can like your project, you like how it goes. Also, like in the future, you can project the future, but you will not like every single step in the process. You know, don't expect to like every single day of every routine, everything you do every day. You know, you just know you need to be persistent despite of anything. So this is important to mention. I think it's not like because many people just say this one part: you just need to follow your dream and do what you like. But we need to say that there's gonna be things that we don't like, and we will do them anyway. And there is actually one superpower that you have, and many times you don't even realize it, and that is that no matter what it is that you do, doesn't matter how much you don't like it, every time you do it again and again, you are more accustomed to it, and it's not so horrible as the first time. Basically, you adapt to the situation that you are currently in. So even though there are some necessary routines in your progress that you need to do every day, and you don't like them, once you do them a couple days, you will find out that it's not such a big problem, and you'll find some ways how to do it more efficiently, quicker, with less struggle, and it will be not so horrible anymore. So this is also good to have in mind, that and it will help you to be persistent, because you know that it doesn't matter how it looks right now, it will be easier in the future, and it will be a shame if you stopped before actually getting over it, because you know you will get over it. It will be no problem in the future. You just need to be persistent during those first days or months, or I don't know, during the first period that is tougher, so just be persistent again. And another thing I would like to mention, and I think is gonna help you with this mindset, is that just remove all limits out of your head. Like, never focus on some limiting factors. I even go to the extremes that I don't believe there are any limits at all for me. So basically, I'm on the more extreme side. I don't believe in limits, so I just go after my dream in any area, in anything. And most people have struggles with the limits. So what I would advise, just improve slowly on this. Like, try to remove the limits one by one. There are no limits, and once you realize it, those struggles will just go away, and persistence will be easier. You will just have more motivation to continue, because you now know there are no limits, and that it's only about when, not if, but it's only a question of time when you are going to get to your goal and live the life you want. Just keep this in mind. Just follow your routine, follow your steps, follow your progress, be persistent. Don't expect it tomorrow, don't expect it in some specific date. You just let yourself be surprised when and which way it's gonna come. Don't focus on these things. These things are outside of you, and you would just be limiting yourself if you would be trying to find out how and when it's gonna come. Your only goal and your only task is to focus on what you can control. That is your state of mind and what you are gonna do about the process towards your goal. You can just control your routines and your schedules and your everyday work time to be most efficient towards your goal. Because this is the thing, you never know when the goal is gonna come. So now I'm gonna talk about the importance of never giving up. you need to be persistent in a way that once you have this good plan and it's a smart project, you know what you're doing, you have data, as I mentioned, you just need to continue. You decided already to do it, you know it's a good idea, you know this will lead you to your goal, to the dream in your life. You like to do it. So the next thing you need to keep in mind to never give up, because you don't want to be this guy on the bottom. You just don't want to be just close to your dream and give up maybe a few months before reaching it. I'm sure you've seen already this picture probably many times, but this is really the reality of most people. It's very sad, but it's actually how it goes in life. People just give up a lot of time just before the success, because many people basically start companies, you know, what's the percentage, like 80% of companies bankrupt within 5 years, I think. So basically they put all the energy, 5 years, all the time, many resources, 5 years, it's a long time, and then they just crash, for one reason or another. Sometimes maybe they really couldn't do anything about it, but many times they just give up or move on to something else. That is also a very big mistake, that jump from one shiny object to another. This is actually very wrong, and most people do it, especially at the beginning. At the beginning it also makes a little bit sense. You just cast out the net, because you don't know what you are, you still don't know exactly what you want to do and what's for you. So it's normal to try a lot of things. I am especially like this. I even like to try everything. As if you are in my VIP, you already know. I first, on purpose, intentionally try everything, and then so basically I spread out to all angles, all areas, and then I start to focus more and more on the closer area, and then I pick the best winner. But I do it by design, and I do it on purpose. But most people, they don't need to do like this. They just, what I always like to do, this example, that for example you have a tennis player, since childhood he only played tennis all day, every day, and this is the only thing he really knows to do. And how actually great it is that he didn't have to go his way and try many different businesses, many different projects. He just every day knows already what he's gonna be. He's gonna be a tennis player, and he wants to win some good matches and good trophies, important competitions, and this is the maximum focus, and persistence is a lot easier in here. So he will not give up probably so soon as other people who just don't really know what they are going to do. But so once you have your project, you should just continue. Like the tennis player, he plans it to play the whole life. So your project should also, you should dedicate, and you should give it as much time as it needs, really, not cut it. And if you go to a business, really, it should be at least 10 years thing. They say like you should not. What was it? It takes 10 years. It takes 10 years to conquer another niche. So you should really think about it very well, into which endeavor you are gonna be putting yourself, if you really like it, if you really can imagine it as a real business long term. And that's why I actually think the school system fails a little bit, in the sense that they don't really make the students think about really what they would like to do in life, and how important the question is already in the 18 years. Basically, people should be preparing for the life jobs very soon, as soon as possible. So they should have it already clear after school which way they wanna go. And I don't think many students actually know that. They just randomly go to some colleges for many different reasons. People just in general don't know what they want to do. And the sad thing is that most people actually end up in a job they don't like. What's the percentage? I think like 70% of people, according to some surveys, hate their jobs. Basically, this is a big fail, and it's so important to really right already in the teenage years make it clear what's gonna be the path the person will take in life. And then it's important because of this, because you need to follow it and be persistent, and you wanna be persistent in the right thing. And then whatever you chose to follow, you need to take it as a serious business, and there's no other way, just this one, and continue persistent despite of any difficulties. Like the tennis player, this is the best example, my favorite example. Like the tennis player, since childhood, he is gonna be persistent to be the best tennis player he or she can be. So here on this channel we are talking about trading. So you need to decide, do you want to be a trader? It's not like, oh, I'm gonna, of course, okay, you can try it a little bit, but then after a couple of weeks you already know what's trading about, and you don't want to waste your time. You know if you like it or not, and if you can imagine it to be your future. And you need to choose your stance, to choose your position. And then once you pick trading as your future and as the way to become rich, or to have that as a source of your income, you need to stick with it, and don't change your profession. You already you already decided to be a trader, so you just follow this path. You learn everything you can, and of course at the beginning you need to look around, try some indicators, because you will feel like you are missing out on something if you don't check all this area. But what I say, like, everybody is different. So for me, I really need to try and check and research everything, and every single angle and every single detail. But most people are not like this, so in some way it's good. It also has disadvantages, but so basically just do your basic research, but then find a strategy and stick to it. Don't be hopping from one strategy to another, because this can be really an infinite circle. There's like so many combinations of different strategies and indicators. There's just not enough of time to check everything. So you need to make your decision and focus on just one thing, one strategy. And of course here the good thing is I already did the job for you. Here we are talking mostly about binary options, but I have also my best strategy for Forex. So if you are interested in Forex, you can actually check out my website. But here I'm talking about binary options. I show videos especially on pocket option, and I truly believe my strategy is the best. I've researched, tested, and like I did everything possible to really find the best one. And I used all my knowledge from crypto trading, Forex, programming of different bots. I really did like so much stuff in this. I studied like incredible amounts of thousands of hours and seen basically everything there is. Of course you cannot say like you've seen everything, but really just over exhausting a lot more than most people can do and are willing to study. So basically I did over the board, and I truly believe I have come up with the best strategy for pocket option. It meets most of the criteria that are needed for a successful trading strategy. It needs to be quick, it needs to be efficient, it needs to have high win rate, it needs to be easy, simple. It needs to be you need to be able to find it many times on the charts and so on. Basically it meets all the necessary criteria for a successful and the best strategy. So if you are not in my VIP still, I strongly encourage you to join. Just message me on Telegram. It's in the description of every video. And yeah, without this strategy, yeah, the videos are basically just for entertainment purposes. You should not be trying to trade just by watching my videos, because it's very dangerous and there are some very strict rules that I watch to be able to make my trades. And as I said, it's been a long time developing this strategy. So as I said, there's like so much noise on the street even though my windows are closed. This is incredible. There was a holiday here, so it's even worse on the street. Okay, no problem. I hope you can at least hear me as well the other people. Wait, I'll stop the video. Okay, so now it should be better. So yeah, where was I? Yeah, my strategy clearly works very well, and you can see it in every single of my videos. Show the history proof. You see all my trades. Basically, once you learn my strategy in my VIP, and I have very basically I don't know how many, but I have a lot of very successful students, and they earn incredible amounts of money. But of course, everybody is different, and past results don't predict the future. I need to always put this disclaimer, but I have worked a lot on my strategies. Doesn't matter if it's Forex, crypto, or some programs. I always make sure I put as much time to perfection as possible, and then I'm so happy that once I finished the whole thing, the whole research, that I have a very quality outcome, and then I just continue, and I'm persistent as the point of this video. Then I'm persistent with one strategy. You can see that I always just use my best strategy. I don't, in every single video, you don't see me doing anything else, because why would I do it? I already found the best one. I already developed the best habits, the best strategy. So that's why you see me to use only my best strategy, and as I always say, I try to focus only on the best high quality setup, highest quality breakouts according to my rules, as I always say. And that's it, persistence. Once you find what works, you are simply persistent, and you improve on other things, on the things around it. But when it comes to strategy, I'm already persistent with my strategy because it's the best one, which I honestly believe, And the same goes with forex strategy. My forex strategy, I spent like incredible amount of time. Of course, it was before even my binary option strategy, and basically it involved the whole process of studying all about trading. And then I found out like one way which is again meets all the criteria, that it needs to be not like making you be the whole day on the chart. This is not a good strategy. The good strategy doesn't make you to stay on the chart the whole day and have practically no normal life. If you wanna have a good strategy, it needs to be allowing you to actually live life, and also it needs to be in some specific window of the day, not just like some random times. So my strategy for forex, it's in the morning my time, and just 1 or 2 hours, and that's it. And basically most of the trades are finished within sometimes seconds, even within minutes or even seconds. So this is what I call a good strategy. If you lose or win within seconds, you don't need to wait a long time, especially if you are in drawdown. This is actually not even, you might not realize it, but for your stress levels are very high, even though you don't think about the trade. Subconsciously you just feel you are in a trade and you are in a drawdown, or even if you are not in a big drawdown, but there's this uncertainty still that it can go to drawdown if you are in trade for a few hours, or even days. I actually don't understand. Yeah, of course I can do like longer trades, but this is completely something else, and it's not really my strategy. But mostly like everyday trading, day trading, like being, it's better to have a stop loss or win, take profit within minutes, and either greatly reduces your stress, and that's important. Health is the most important thing you have. So basically, yeah, but also actually what I just last thing what I want to emphasize, what I found out, that even though you can have like longer trades, for example hours in forex, but it's not stressful if that you have a good risk management, and you basically know that this is just one trade per day. So you are not in this stress like, if it loses, then I need to quickly find another trade. You are completely okay with the loss, with the potential loss, and like this is the part of the strategy. Sometimes you lose, it's normal. So at this point you can manage it without so much stress, but if your strategy was not so squared, like you basically were always open to new trades and more trades per day, basically this is the time when your stress is like continuous, and this is very unhealthy and you need to avoid it. So what I'm trying to say, if you have a strategy that takes the trades take more time, like hours or days, you just need to completely program yourself like you are okay with the loss, okay, so this video is already too long, so let me go back to my whiteboard And guys, so don't forget to comment any questions. Also, don't forget to comment after which letter. When I was writing, you already knew which one is the third secret to $1 million and success in life. And also don't forget to like and also subscribe if you are not subscribed already. And yeah, let me know what you think, and see you in the next video in this series. This time I think it's gonna be even more difficult to guess the fourth secret to $1 million, so look out for that. There should be literally just like one person left watching this video, as it was so long, but hopefully it added some value. Make sure you actually even go through it again if you didn't watch it carefully. I really think that's important, and the lesson here is as important as the lessons in my previous videos in this series and videos in general. So thanks for watching and have a great day.